Yes, and welcome to the Trek Time Trek Show. Hello, everybody. We are back once again to talk about everything Star Trek, all the latest news, and a bit of fun and things that are happening on the way. But first of all, welcome all our regular hosts. Hello, Auto. Hello, Shy. Hello, Stars. How the devil are the three of you today? How is it going? How has your Star Trek been this month?
I am like a woman who just bought a new pair of pants and wants to show everyone the pockets, how big the pockets are. Because I just watched Pride and Prejudice, the '05 movie.
Yes,
for the first
Star
time.
Trek
I'm in
12,
love
Pride
with
and
this
Prejudice.
movie. It's such a good movie. Like, apparently classical literature is like good or something. So I gotta look into that. But
allegedly, I thought I'd been told.
I've had no life outside of Star Trek, Frasier, and 24 for the last
you went to
25
Pride
years,
and Prejudice? That's a leap.
I
of course
got hooked on Hallmark, and now we're on to Pride and Prejudice and that sort of ilk. So, yes, I've been told, Roy Kirk, that there are other versions out there, BB miniseries.
Yeah. I'm a 95 Colin Firth guy. Old school BBC series. That's the way to go. But yes, you're right.
It's my gateway drug. I'll get there.
Well, his version did come first. Anyway, that is the second time I've made that joke today. I don't know.
I'm not going to laugh this time. It was good, but you don't get credit twice.
He workshopped that one in the pre-show.
I did, yeah. We discussed it, went back and forth a few times. But yes, we are here to talk about all the latest Star Trek news and have a bit of fun as well. We're bringing back Showdown. Showdown's going to be happening where you, people in the chat and the live show, get to vote on some things. And we're going to be talking about what are the best Trek tropes and what's the best Star Trek food you'd most like to eat. First of all, I'd like to quickly announce that our award show, I know I keep mentioning this all the time, but I'm going to drill it into your head so you don't forget. Our award show will hopefully be happening December the 16th. So please come along and join that. We're going to have some surprise guest video call-ins. We're going to have lots of categories to talk about. And it's not just Timelines Talks this time. It is all of Star Trek. So we're going to have a big celebration of Star Trek through the years of 2023 and 2022, because obviously we weren't talking about it back then. So that is coming up. Now, shall we start with possibly the biggest news there could be, the one that made everyone happy, the one that made everyone jump for joy, because we did it. We saved Star Trek Prodigy. All the fan campaigns went out, everything went out, and Netflix have officially renewed Season 2 of Star Trek Prodigy to air, I think early next year. But yes, congratulations to Prodigy. Awesome news. Now, for those that haven't caught up on Star Trek Prodigy, you should probably watch it.
We're just
now that you know that it's a dead series. I'm just fucking dancing, man. I'm fucking pleased. Like Prodigy,
I was hypnotized.
You were hypnotized by the majesty of my imitation of that cat doing the head bump. Fucking Prodigy. Like, I was not convinced at first, and then it immediately turned it around and became quickly one of my favorite Trek shows. And just, I can't tell you how fucking glad I am that someone was smart enough to go, hey, a really good kids show done by people who had fucking clear credentials behind them, a beautiful art style, it's really popular. Why don't we put it on our service? Because Paramount Plus are too fucking stupid to put it on theirs, despite being the home of Star Trek. Mm-hmm. So, Netflix, thank you for saving Star Trek kind of twice, because they did it with Discovery as well, a little bit. Yeah. And without that, you wouldn't have any of the new shows, so...
No, it's all
Netflix,
good news.
The hero for once.
Well, you got to think. Excuse me. Netflix as well has a huge user base, much more than Paramount Plus. Despite Netflix's wavering content over the years, lots of people have it for their kids to tune in. It's got all of, I don't know, something. I don't have Netflix, but it has all of say Bluey on it or whatever.
That's such a wide user base. I don't have it. But...
I'm not on it. But yeah, it's got all of Bluey on it, so why not play Bluey followed by Star Trek Prodigy? Just, mixing it up there. But yeah, Series 2 will be beginning, and if you haven't seen the clip that's online, we are not only going to be rejoined by Kate Mulgrew as Admiral Janeway, but also Robert Picardo will be joining as the EMH, the original EMH from Star Trek Voyager, so very hyped for that. Where do you think they're going to go in Season 2? Bearing in mind the end of Season 1, depends if you want to spoil it for Auto yet or not.
Where no one has gone before, I would imagine.
That's a good idea.
They should hire you, Shy. You've got good ideas.
Yeah, you should be in some sort of Star Trek production, maybe a musical. Perhaps.
Let's not push it. There's talent, and then there's hopeful dreaming. Before we get to that specifically, People always talk about like the golden age of the internet, like the late '90s or whatever, where
Yeah.
you could like go
It was a
places
waste
and
of-
not be destroyed with ads. And there's like every few years after that, you realize, oh, maybe that was also like the golden era, like when Netflix first hit and you didn't have 5,000 competing streaming services. It just keeps getting worse, like over the years. So there was a period some years back where Netflix had almost everything you kind of wanted to watch, and then they just started splintering off into everything else. So it's currently dark times, but worst day of your life so far. Maybe in 10 years it'll be even worse trying to watch the things you actually want to watch. So I'm happy about this news, even though I'm not the biggest Prodigy guy, and I will enjoy it while it's available.
For anyone that wants to catch up on season 1, you can't stream it anywhere, but the Blu-rays are available. But I'm not sure if they actually said if season 1 was coming to Netflix or not. I'm not entirely sure.
I would imagine they would have gotten the rights for that. There's no. It would be really silly if they had season 2 but not season 1. Like I can't think of many instances of that happening.
Go and check. So it should be on. If it has, it might be on there now. But yes. So yeah.
Do you know if it would be available now or
might be? I mean, if they've got the rights to it, why wouldn't they? So maybe it's there, or maybe they'll wait and just go.
I will check for you live on stream.
Netflix
watch some kind of news show.
Checking live from the Netflix copter stars.
Amazon. Yeah, I'm surprised Amazon didn't go after this. They just throw money at franchise, and they're already a portal for Paramount Plus. Like you can buy into a Paramount Plus subscription through your Amazon Prime portal. So I don't know. What
it might be.
Was,
it might be an option as well because they just say they were shopping it round. There's no reason it can't be on 2 services. Like, for instance, I don't know whether they have an exclusivity or not. I know it could be on Amazon and Netflix or whatever later on down the road. In the early days of like Picard, when Picard first coming out, it was in America it was CBS All Access. In the UK it was Amazon. It's can go all over the shop. Who knows? The sky is open. Maybe they'll get Strange New Worlds eventually on Netflix, so the rest of the world can enjoy it without having to get Paramount Plus.
Everyone else can join the civilized world.
Maybe Netflix has drawn up another terrible contract like they did with Disney, where they can create all these wonderful Marvel shows, and then Disney's like, nope, ours.
Yeah, that's bearing in mind that Paramount kind of just went, no, we don't want this anymore. We're just going to write it off as if it never happened. I don't think they're going to fight too much about getting it back. While you're on Paramount Plus, you could also watch Frasier. Not that I'm shilling, but Frasier's actually been quite enjoyable.
Actually, episode 5, the last one to come out, is the best one yet, I think. So
this is the new one.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's not Frasier, but for a modern sitcom, it's not bad.
It's got Rodney from Only Fools and Horses in it. He's quite amusing. Okay. While Stars is scouring the Netflix library in the only way he knows how, let's go back to another. Go on.
Prodigy is not available right now.
Okay.
Oh, stinker.
So it probably is going to be getting added at some point. They'll probably make a big song and dance over it.
They will.
It's an easy PR win to be like, look, that series that everyone was like screaming about is now available again. Oh, well.
Sorry.
I'm completely talking out of my head here. But what are the odds Saudi Arabia starts like a streaming service and starts throwing money at everything? Because, the way they've been sports washing, and then now they're going after esports. And
I think they don't tend
maybe
to...
they make inroads into entertainment, too.
I think they don't tend to start anything new themselves. They just invest a lot of money into other things to get money out of themselves.
So which streaming service will they buy with all that oil
I'm surprised
money?
there isn't one already. I wouldn't be surprised if Paramount is already halfway on their radar. Or on someone's
Yeah, it'd be either Paramount or Netflix. I don't feel like they'd go for Disney Plus because I don't think Disney would want to give that up. And Amazon Prime, again, I don't think Bezos would want to give that up. So the funny thing is, I was actually looking into it's not streaming, but it's about video games. There's a group called the Embracer Group who have been buying up the rights to a ton of classic video game franchises, and they promptly bought up like a ton. I think it was like Tomb Raider and like a load of other well-known franchises, and then they were about to get I think it was like $2 billion of investment from Saudi Arabia, and then they put a lot of money into that, and then it was promptly yanked away from them, and now that group is basically throwing everything to the wayside, and it's all kind of imploding. So while that investment can be great if it happens, it can be pretty disastrous if it doesn't. So I'm not sure if I want that.
Acquisitions. I mean, the future of Paramount in general is on wavy territory, especially now with all the actor strikes as well. It's all see where we're going to be in like halfway through 2024. But we'll have some news on that a little bit later. But let's have a bit of
Shy will let you know as that develops what your future's going to look like.
Shy's
Thanks. Yeah, I was like having my hands in my future in the hands of 12 really rich guys in the Middle East. Yeah. That's my idea.
Welcome to the club, my friend.
Yeah.
What is the state of the SAG-AFTRA stuff at the moment? The strikes, because I say you're a bit closer to the ground on that than we are.
I mean, it's we literally will get updates. I think Sunday night was the last update I looked at, where the motion picture companies had come back with what they claimed was their last best offer. You know,
Steven Seagal film,
which is never true until their next last best offer. So, yeah. So
like,
it's just
I love that.
See.
Like last best offer, as if like, okay, what if we reject it? I guess we're doing without actors now. Like,
right.
No Tom Cruise for you.
Yeah, no one, no nothing.
Just only uncredited.
All the interns go out there and do it. Yeah,
just the scabs.
Yeah, they're just mad that this happened before they had AI in place, so they could automatically replace everyone.
They're like, we were this close.
Yeah,
I know.
Disney was already working on it. They're like, damn it, they caught onto us.
No, go away. No, go away. Sorry, cat. She's forgotten I fed her. Anyway,
I thought you were going to me as usual.
Go away, everyone, go away. I'll let you go. No, I need you for this next bit because we're going to return to Star Trek 4. Watch. There's been a little bit. Do you know what? Every time we do this, I think that's it. That's going to be the final bit of Star Trek 4 news we ever have, or anything to talk about. It's not happening. It's dead. They killed it. Nothing's going. What are you doing, cat? Stop eating things. Anyway, sorry. The final.
By the way.
So. And this isn't really news, this is just me teasing you, but very recently, what was his name? James McKinnon was a makeup artist allegedly was hired, in his own words, for Star Trek 4, and in his words, I was hired for 1 week and then I was fired because that shut down. Maybe it happens again. Well, we'll see. I don't know. We were getting ready to start to prep that movie, Star Trek 4. Supposed to shoot in the middle of 2022, and it's supposed to come out in 2023, but a script rewrite went in the different direction. So a little, I think this is more for a historical a bit of news to say, like, there was actually some production happening. At some point, there was going to be a little switch flick to go, hi, let's start with Star Trek 4.
One guy promises.
One guy promises, but that's your Star Trek 4 watch. News for this month.
They should ditch any screenplay they have unless it involves whales.
Yes, actually, yeah.
You know,
I mean, if they're going to follow the trend,
if they should, because you can't say the one without the whales for Star Trek 4. They both have to have whales in them.
I think they need to bring back Cumberbatch to save the franchise.
Gosh. But this time he is John Harrison or whatever his name was.
He can be the taxi driver that Chris Pine flips off.
Yeah, they'll still be in San Francisco, but he'll be a suspiciously British taxi driver. And to double dumbass on you.
A genetically engineered taxi driver.
Yeah.
That's right.
Excellent Cumberbatching there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with Doctor Strange, I know.
So yeah, no, Star Trek 4 is not happening. It's probably never going to happen. Every now and then someone pops up.
There's no need for it anymore.
There's not, no.
Who cares?
I can't wait for someone to, the next, the costume designer to come out of the woodwork. It's like, yes, I started sewing a seam on the uniform for Chris Pine, but then they told me to stop. And
then someone came along and went, stop that.
Yeah, no, don't you dare. How dare you?
Who cares?
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I liked Pine and Yelchin. And Urban quite a lot, and I don't think I liked anything else about like the casting for those movies. Maybe that's a little bit too harsh, but just
Simon Pegg as Scotty wasn't bad.
Yeah, he wasn't bad, and I like him in other stuff. He didn't do anything for me as Scotty, so
he's one of the few things I actually appreciate about Into Darkness, because guess what, like, fucking hold on to these moments because I'm never going to say anything nice about it again. Scotty's like whole storyline about hating the militarization of Starfleet and, like putting up his resignation and all that. I think that's one of the few actual plot threads in Into Darkness that I think has any kind of weight at all and contributes to it being a movie rather than just being an assemblage of like old tropes from a better movie. and Peg did it well, but yeah, it's like I feel dirty saying anything nice about it.
Had a good soundtrack.
Well, they should wait 10 years. They should wait 10 years and just put them in the Monster Maroons, right? Like that's
No, come on.
Actually,
the jumpsuits.
yeah.
Motion picture jumpsuits. Come on. Got a baby
Yeah,
steps.
redo V'ger.
Only you
Why
want
not?
that. Only you want that.
yeah, we could get the pajamas in between.
Except V'ger will be a white British man instead of a.
It's me, Virgil Jer.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anyone we can relate to being the villain, it's probably going to be an old white guy as V'ger. So,
Sure.
Of course, every American production always has a white British guy as the villain. Like it's a standard. You see him, they're like, he's the villain. Mission Impossible happened. It was the white British guy. Come on, always was. Not that I'm offended by their remarks. Anyway, let's move on over to some merchandising. We love merchandising on this show, don't we? Because anytime they do something with merchandising, we're like, hurrah, they remembered it exists. But there is some new things coming out very soon. There are actually going to be some Lower Decks Funko Pops coming out in the near future. And there's a thank you, Otto.
That's fine. That's fine.
How do you sound on Funko Pops? Oh, what's under my screen? Oh,
so Funko Pops are this thing where if you're into a franchise that has no merchandise, there will be a Funko Pop. If you're looking at like, I want to represent my love for this franchise, and it's like, what have I got? Funko Pops. Like, okay, fine, I guess I'll get a Funko Pop. And I own like 5 of them, of obscure characters, very much, but they're not great. They're very much a conveyor belt thing. I hate the weird collections people have. That weirds me out. I don't like if I go into someone's with very few exceptions. I know that my friend Marie, she collects them, but only very certain ones. But like people who collect just all of them, no matter the franchise, and they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be worth something one day." I'm like, guys,
the Beanie
that
Baby
could
phenomenon,
think
isn't it?
No. Yeah, that baffles me, and I think that those people need help.
all I can think about, have you guys seen this? There's like a picture of some guy in a court case, like he's getting divorced and they're dividing up their assets.
Oh, yeah.
And he's on the floor of the courtroom sorting out Beanie Babies, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even.
God.
Like, I've never
I'm
felt worse
surprised my
for
marriage
anybody
lasted
ever.
that long. Yeah.
like third world people that can't eat or have access to clean water, I feel slightly less worse for than this poor guy in the middle of the
We should
with
send
the
them some
Beanie
Beanie
Babies. Come
That'd be
on.
Yeah. I mean, they're harmless, right? I don't want to gatekeep
They are.
collectibles,
No.
right?
I mean, they are
they're, like,
actually kind of ecologically harmful, and that like they're a
Yeah,
ton of
yeah.
plastic that gets thrown away.
sure. They're but they're solid cubicle fandom decoration, right?
I love my cube.
Like you
cuboid
can
fan
put it there and
decoration.
let people know. They're like the sticker on the back of your car, like on the window, the outline of a fandom that you like. Stars hates them so much he's just ducked out from this conversation.
No, I'm actually I am going to provide you with some proof as to your point. Because like as I mentioned, I actually have 6. I forgot I had this many.
Yeah, like
I
people
have,
give me Funko
obviously-
Pops every once in a while, and it's like it's nice. It's a nice gift. It means it's thoughtful. They're like a greeting card
And then-
on your area of interest.
Yeah, they are
Nicer.
actually. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, so let me piggyback because I all the time feel out in the cold with you guys. You guys are big collectors, and then Shy, you're always on top of the prop stuff, and I've like nothing in that realm. It just doesn't interest me. But if you get something Trek themed, merch themed as a gift, like then I hold that close to my heart. That means a
Yeah.
lot. So I wouldn't go out of my way to do it, but if someone does it as a gift, I think that's a thoughtful gift in that realm. So
Yeah, that's true.
So we have, I mean, to be fair, I hate Funko Pops. Like, that's my personal opinion. I don't like they've got soulless eyes and they just look like, they just look weird. Like, I don't mind action figures or things like that, but these just look, they're the cold dead eyes of a killer, like staring at you from across the room as they're plotting your demise. Like, imagine this fucked up Toy Story film that's going to happen with all the Funko Pops in the future, which I'm surprised actually hasn't happened yet. I'm surprised Funkos have not been.
Yeah, no,
that
how's
is
that not
surprising.
happen?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It should be like a Lego movie thing, right? Like where they
Yeah.
just can cover
Oh my
every
God.
franchise because they have.
Except they have no mouths, so how can they scream?
that was Angel One. Started the transition with the little cattle prod Lego flame things of death. So
But yes, we have. So you got Tendi for podcast listeners. There's Tendi, Mariner, Boimler, and Rutherford, and Badgie with a mouth.
I thought you meant 10-dimensional Mariner. I'm like, how does that even work? That's way too many dimensions.
She stares into your soul with those cold black eyes and rips your soul asunder.
I mean, Mariner would.
I mean, yeah, just for fun. But there's no actual release date on these yet. So those of you that do like Funko Pops, fair play to you, and you do want these, because they do, I will say for Funko Pops, they do actually look pretty faithful replications of the character. Like, Mariner's got a bit of sass to her, Tendy's holding the pad, and, Boyne was probably the kind of the nerdiest one there.
Screaming.
Yep, screaming.
I would hope he's screaming.
Has to be screaming. No.
Cranky in chat asks, Trek figures show when? We've done Fashion Trek, and that was well received. I'm sure we could do something along those lines as well.
I could do some Eagle
We
Moss
do
stuff.
have a few.
Yeah, I don't really have
The
any...
trick with the badgy one is just to put googly eyes on top of its solid black eyes, so it actually looks
That's the life
accurate,
hack.
right?
Actually wouldn't mind that. But doing that will make it look good.
That's even more menacing in some ways. So
Awesome.
It's on brand.
So, was going to talk a little bit about Lower Decks Season 4, but I won't, considering you guys have not watched it yet, so I will just...
I'm probably going to end up binging it over the next few days at some point.
I will ask chat, though. Pop something in chat. What did you think of Season 4? What was your favourite episode? But be spoiler aware for the guys here who have not seen it. Not that there's a huge amount of amazing spoilers, but there is a few little things in the finale that may be a little bit more sensitive. But yeah, let us know what you thought about Lower Decks Season 4. But... very recently, New York Comic Con happened. I believe, did you go to New York Comic Con?
I did go.
Yes.
Also, I liked Lower Decks Season 4, by the way.
Okay, good.
But yes, I did go to Comic Con.
Shai spoke on the panel.
Yes, well, you did something, didn't you?
Oh man, the panel.
No, well, the lecture group that I work with, Nerd Night, is coming out with a book, a collection of like 80 essays from different Nerd Night lecturers over the past 20 years. So
cool.
We're excited about that. Yeah.
Wicked.
But what was your news about New York Comic Con?
Well, there was a little bit of Star Trek news happened there. Kurtzman was on a panel. Alex Kurtzman, producer of all of Star Trek, the patron saint, the current showrunner.
All of Star Trek, right back to the 60s.
All of it, forever. All the
Time
legacy
travel's
stuff.
real.
He went back in time and he put on a wig, put on a bit of weight, and married Major Roddenberry and went to town. No. There was a panel basically talking...
Yeah, I'm scared about the memory alpha entries that are going to pop up about Kurtzman in 20 years and be like,
I was
he
about
ruined...
to say, what a redemption arc, but then I remembered that we watched Angel 1 and all of Roddenberry stuff on that. I'm like, no, that's the opposite of a redemption arc. That's your villain arc.
Those guys think I can fuck it up? Well, So he spoke a little bit about Starfleet Academy, the new series, which is tentatively on the cards to go into production, assuming when the actor strike is resolved, as soon as it can. But I believe the writers are back in, and he can talk a little bit more about it. And he will say, showcase. Well, I'll just read the transcript here. Kurtzman showcased the humorous vein of the upcoming Starfleet Academy, portraying it as a comedic-leaning series. The humor-laden direction, underscored by the involvement of Tawny Newsome, Mariner, in the writer's room, promises a hearty chuckle amidst the celestial voyages. This new edition of the Star Trek lineup embodies the timeless camaraderie and riveting rivalries among a youthful cadre of cadets under the tutelage of seasoned Starfleet officers as they venture through a universe fraught with challenges and a lurking nemesis threatening both the Academy and the larger Federation. So I believe that's the first time we kind of heard of any kind of serialized elements. So this, to me, sounds like it's kind of taking on the Discovery, because this is going to be 31st century, I believe we have been told. And I believe this is going to sort of take on the vein for people that still want the serialized storytelling that Discovery did, and gives some of the writers to have that avenue or somewhere to produce that content.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you think about serialization, it does suit a static location more than, that's why Voyager could never really get any serialization going, although it did have its other problems, and
it did
the stuff
try
that should have been
so hard,
serialized.
didn't it?
Yeah, it didn't adjust. Yeah, the Kazon, look, we're serializing, believe us, and everyone's like, did you not?
Neelix lost lung, and then Kess left the show. Oh, we're so progressive.
That's malicious compliance. Like, people who want a serialization, like, all right, we're going to give them 4 seasons of the Kazon, and if they say no to that, then they just hate serialization.
Clearly. Yeah, because it was like with DS9, the whole ethos behind it was you can't escape the consequences of your actions if you have to, come up and wake up in the same place next week. You don't get to jet away like in TNG or Voyager. So yes, it makes sense it can be serialization. I'm kind of, maybe I'm just weird or my brain is wired differently, but I'm kind of surprised you actually mentioned some kind of nemesis, because I was like, oh, the Academy. So the only bad guy is going to be like lack of sleep, deadlines, and probably that one professor you hate. I'm just like, okay, no, we're going to have to be dealing with stuff.
My concern is, like, I don't want them to do that. Well, they say the literal phrase is lurking nemesis threatening both the Academy and the larger Federation. I feel this is going to tread on lines that Prodigy has already done. Like, where a bunch of ragtag kids who sort of, you know, guaranteed they'll go rogue a little bit and then they'll save the world, save the universe. And it kind of feels like a bit of a tired plot device that I don't really want them to do.
I hate to tell you this, Idle, but like your group of heroes assemble are from disparate origins and save the world is not a uncommon plot thread.
Back to the Odyssey, really. It's
kind of every story. It's every story.
I understand that, but I'm thinking of like the larger universe-threatening plot, or you know, that kind of thing.
Look, so long as it doesn't end with an AI taking over Starfleet and trying to destroy the Federation, I'm fine with it.
No, you don't get it. It's a metaphor for the SAG-AFTRA strikes. Come on.
Yeah, a whole room of script writers just ripped up papers and threw them in the air after you said that, Stars. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board. I am tentatively optimistic about the phrase comedic. That's a word, not a phrase. Because I was dreading some kind of like teenage relationship drama CW sitcom thing. And so hopefully the comedic bent, I mean, they proved it can work with Lower Decks. And it doesn't need to be animation to be funny. So maybe that would be a fresh take on something. So still withholding judgment. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Well, there's exactly 0% chance that you won't get some CW romance.
I know.
Yeah.
Storylines in a Starfleet Academy show.
I know.
I mean,
but yeah,
considering the fact that if you think that, oh, sorry, you go. No, I'm done.
I was just saying, there's tons of academic stories. You know, not just in Star Trek, but in across of all genres of film and television that they can call upon to make the show interesting and engaging without just having a like monster of the week. Although that worked for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so why not just do monster of the week?
That was all work. That was all set school, so.
Now you're like giving me the idea of like a Star Trek Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I'm kind of here for it.
That's not a bad idea.
Well, that might be what this is.
I kind of just DS9 if you think of like the wormhole is just the Hellmouth.
Wow, yeah, that's not. Yeah,
And you've even got Armin Shimmer in there. It's kind of
okay.
You got Mary Wiseman is Giles. You know, it all works.
Yeah, so
I'm not hating it.
There's a joke that Brian Regan does where he says the spokesman, the sales pitch guy for cranberries must be making a killing because they put cranberries in everything. You like apple? How about cran apple? You like raisins? How about cran raisin? You know, so I think that like whoever's pitching all this Star Trek stuff, they're like, what genre have we not touched yet? All right, we'll shove Star Trek into that too and come out with a new series.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of been becoming a runaway freight train at this point.
If it worked for CSI, it can work for Star Trek.
Yeah, that's true. Although I think most of the only ones I like are Las Vegas and Miami. What was I going to say? Oh, and it's like, yeah, you talk about CW romance, and it's like, well, if you think about it, Spock and Chapel, that whole thing was kind of CW-y, but I didn't hate it because it was
it's
done
hot,
well.
So it's hot.
So that's the only difference. They just have to be hot for you to enjoy it.
The delineation point is, do I personally enjoy it? If not, then
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
like construct
I
some
see.
Look at that
objective,
Benzite's
like,
breathers.
reasoning.
Oh my God, look at the scaly blue skin. Shall I ask
So
him out?
what you're saying is, if they can get Babs to appear in Starfleet Academy, then it's an instant win.
He'll travel 800 years into the future, 900 years into the future.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's another good point. The world building on Discovery in the 31st century, it was really cool, I thought. Like, I want to
so,
see
yeah.
more of that, like, far future world. So it's nice that they're setting it there.
Yeah, because like they did this thing of like, here are the very broad strokes of what of what this world is like, but there's not a lot of very specific details about what happened to this, what's happened to that, what happened to the Klingons, what happened to this, what happened to this. It's like there's a lot of room to go. Cool. You know, throw it out into the wild. Anyone can have their go at that story, and especially for a Starfleet Academy thing, where it's like, if you think about how often Star Trek has played an old race that was our enemy is now our friend, card, and it's a good card to play. There's so much material. Like, guess what? Maybe like a young changeling turns up, or something like Jem'Hadar is like there. That'd be cool. You never know. But
And that
800
kid
years is a
enrolls
long
in the
time.
academy, and they're like, "Oh, he's so Borgy. I can't believe you're hanging out with him." And then that's going to be like They're going to have Borg enrolling in the academy and getting along with everyone.
I mean, if it's the Jurati Borg, maybe I could actually see that being a thing.
I think that was kind of my.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go on.
no, I'm just saying they have it built in. This is sort of a reboot of the Federation because everyone's been separated because of the burn. For is it decades or centuries at this point? I forget what the.
I think it's centuries. I think the burn happened. Well, I've got a list for it somewhere. There's like a few hundred years between the burn and the start of.
So these people are aware of these alien races, but they haven't really been interacting with them. There's been a sort of enforced isolationism.
I think that was my problem with Discovery Season 3. Like, I enjoyed it for the most part, and I think I enjoyed Season 4 more, but the reason I didn't like Season 3 is because we're introduced to this whole new universe for Star Trek. And it, like you say, it was painted with such broad brushstrokes. I was just like, I need a few little bit more, I need a little bit more exposition on this, on that. They say, like, the Federation's fractured, there's only 16 member worlds or something like that, and then all of a sudden, it all came a bit too small universe-y, but at the same time, didn't quite clarify on some of the details enough, like, how exactly was the Federation's working separated from Earth. I think, but then that's Discovery. It focuses more on the drama and the situation at the time than more the universe building, which is kind of my main complaint about that series. But still enjoyed it.
Dude, Sahil walks down the hallway for 20 seconds, and he's the number 3 Voyager. That makes 0 sense. A big
Look,
base,
man,
fine,
he
but
was so dedicated to that whole sector all by himself every day. Who cares if it was a ripoff of season 4 of Lost? It was great.
He wasn't punching numbers in. That's the difference. He was just brushing his teeth.
I'm glad you're the only
birds.
person who's seen Lost that far.
Dude, if we can get Terry O'Quinn, I want more Terry O'Quinn in Star Trek. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
you
you
can
a freshman, right?
Didn't he die? No? Am I thinking of someone else? Anyway.
At the end of Pegasus?
No, he was alive at the end of
Is he?
Pegasus.
The actor I'm talking about.
Oh, the actor. No,
No, the actor's alive, I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure.
He's 71 and
okay.
residing in
Fair
Minnesota.
enough. I must be thinking of someone else. Anyway.
Or Michigan.
Stop trying to kill Terry O'Quinn.
I'll get you, Terry.
More as well for you.
There's some kind of hatch in the center of Starfleet Academy, and for 4 years we're going to try to unlock it. I think that would be compelling television.
Isn't that Attack on Titan?
Everything's derivative. Great artists
It's true.
steal stars. You should know this.
This whole
That's
show
true.
is
That's
stolen
how I do
from-
all my tabletopping.
This whole show is stolen from every other Star Trek podcast on the internet right now.
How dare you.
We've had a very quick update. Thank you, Adamantium, who just literally sent me a message to say, never mind Funko Pops, what about this threat to Funko Pops? And I'm now just bringing it up on screen. If you guys watch the stream, hang on, sorry.
I got to look at the stream.
You got to look at
I
the
know, what the...
So this is the latest threat to the Funko Pop's reign. That's right, the rubber duck Jean-Luc Picard that you can buy now. I'm pretty sure I saw some of those at the Star Trek convention we went to back early this year. Would you get a? I don't know. I might get a Jean-Luc Picard yellow rubber duck.
I'm watching
Sorry,
the stream. I don't
I
see
gotta
this
watch an
duck.
ad.
Are you gonna...
Oh, you just outed yourself as not a
Oh,
subscriber.
there we go.
I think if
Okay.
I had children, I would be inclined to start them
Duck
early with
Picard.
that sort of thing. But
I mean, it's fine. It's cute. Yeah, you read rubber ducks, if that's your thing. If that's your bag.
Who would you rather have than Jean-Luc
Uh,
Picard? Could you do a Worf rubber duck?
Easily.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it
With a
already
tiny,
exists.
Tiny stick batleth made out of reeds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure, hang on, I bet you it already exists.
is there anything they could do to a Worf action figure that would not make you want him?
What's the worst scenario?
What's the this far no farther?
If there was some kind of production error and he came out white.
Moving on.
It's happened. I've seen that. I've seen
okay.
that kind of production error where they've because it's like just all it takes is for the paint to go wrong. Yeah, there is actually a Worf rubber duck and he looks great.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, no, I've just been sent it. Hang on, let me get that. Hang on.
Yeah, it looks
Wow,
great.
actually, yeah, that looks really good. I kind of want it. I'd have more baths
Yeah, no, there you
if I
go.
had this Worf rubber duck. There we go.
Oh, there's a little one of Scotty with the tribbles.
Wow.
And one of Riker with a trombone. Oh, and look at TOS playing on as well. These are cute. These are great, actually.
Actually, I'm not entirely
And there's
convinced.
one of Judge Q.
Oh wow, there's loads. Hang
See,
on,
the
let me get this
Spock one's good, and the Judge Q one is very good.
The Borg one's
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
is very good.
I'm not convinced these aren't all AI pictures, like just been generated. So gonna need to see these physically.
I mean, they're all branded. That's not usually what you get with AI stuff.
That's very true. There's Riker with a trombone.
I'm not super into the Picard though.
No, I think the other ones are better. I think the other ones are better. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a Borg duck. Cranky's
I'm better.
Oh, it's a James T. Kirk one as well.
Better now.
Now we're rubber duck
I mean, I
talks.
would hope so.
This is all rubber ducks for the next 2 hours.
It's just ducks all the way down.
Just ducks all the way down. Get your ducks in a row. Okay, I'm going to get my ducks in a row. And carry
Yeah,
on.
that's
That's
go.
why you can completely tell by the hairline that's a Kirk duck. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
And the wig even comes off. But he snatches and comes it back on.
Idle, get us out of this conversation before we're all ducked.
Like,
Oh,
let me get the quack out of it. Okay.
Come on, that was good. Duck off.
But they're very, very collectible. Okay, Kurtzman also spoke about the Section 31 movie. You know, that thing that I'm still not sure has happened.
I believe it exists. I know you
I'm
don't.
skeptical. Fans, go on.
The truth is out there.
El Camino, the Section 31 story.
Kind of, actually, yeah.
A little bit. Fans, this is quoted from the site. Fans exhaled a cosmic sigh of relief, whatever that looks like, as
Dude,
Kurtzman
I could write for these sites. This is great.
as Kurtzman
you could
confirmed.
actually.
As Kurtzman confirmed Michelle Yeoh's unwavering commitment to reprising her role as Emperor Philippa Georgiou, despite her soaring acting career post her Oscar win. The spin-off spiraling out from Star Trek Discovery, if those don't know, delves into the enigmatic corridors of Starfleet's covert operations, heralding a narrative laced with espionage and existential quandaries in a small, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours?
I mean, movies get to be 2.5 hours now if you want, if you're feeling spicy.
This is another time they've had to come out and go, no, it's still happening, like they've been doing the last 3 years.
I feel like that is partly because of the whole writer and actor strikes. Like they have to reassure people, no, yeah, we haven't got any news to show you, but we promise you it is actually being worked on. I feel like that's partly what's going on there.
I'll take what they can give me, but it really should have been a series, like Cloak and
I would like
Dagger, spy stuff. It should have been a series. But
Do you think
I'll take
Michelle?
it.
Do you think it's going to be like the Mission Impossible films, and Michelle Yeoh's going to do her own stunts and sort of like skydive from orbital from the International Space Station?
Are we going to see her in the Star Trek
she's like
Generations
60 something now,
skydiving
right?
outfit? Yeah. Ain't stopping her.
I think they're going to do an Academy crossover and have Michelle Yeoh take a young graduating Tom Holland under her wing and train him in the art of Section 31 espionage.
Can we get Tom
Tom
Holland into
Holland,
Trek? Is he too
I
big?
don't want him in Trek. No, I don't want him.
I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind him in the Academy series. I think that makes sense.
which Marvel person would you want in Star Trek?
Oh gosh, there's a question.
Mm.
Man, give me
Can I get Samuel L. Jackson?
Dave Bautista.
Batista. Do you know what?
Yeah,
That's
Batista's good. Batista's a really good actor, actually. So yeah.
There's
He
been
is.
there's been a lot of talk about people wanting Chris Evans as a Star Trek captain, and like that would be like Anson Mount levels of
can see it.
appeal. Like
fine.
that would be cool.
He'll be fine.
If we're adding a new captain, it's Daniel Day Kim or it's nothing. That's the only thing I want out of a new Star Trek series right now.
I could see. I mean, they wouldn't be able to afford it, but
The problem
Robert
is I
Downey
can't look at Daniel Day Kim now without seeing all the good Doctor memes.
Are there a lot of good Doctor memes?
Yes, there are a lot. You were not around for the influx of the "I am a surgeon" and so on and so
Wow.
forth.
Stars
that one.
exist in spaces that we can't even conceive of. He's seen
I,
things.
Yeah,
I watched
so
that
far
show.
beyond
I
young.
wasn't aware of the memes.
There's meme dimensions you've never
There's
heard of.
one where like they just like
Who do you
paste
think made
a
most of them shy?
There's one where like they just paste a picture of a fish over the main guy. It's like, "I am a sturgeon. I am a sturgeon."
God.
And it's just like,
You did write these. You did write them. That's good.
I mean, yes, the actual answer to why I know these things and you don't is because I'm young. Allegedly.
Oh my
Turning
God.
30 next year.
Whippersnapper.
Are you with it?
Yeah. I am with it. I am hip. I am down with the kids.
Okay. Speaking of down with the kids, who knows what a kid cootie is? Because
Auto knows. Intimately.
Cuddy?
No. She's House's boss.
Jesus Christ.
God
Wow.
damn it. Yeah, now you're not making yourself seem old at all.
Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, referencing that 20-year-old show. Yes, no, Kid Cudi, the...
What a great fucking show.
I
Get
love
out of
House.
here.
No, don't
Yeah,
get
it's
me
a
wrong.
good show, actually.
It's
yeah.
just, it's
one of the better Sherlock Holmes adaptations out there, to be fair.
I would love, actually, I would love Hugh Laurie in Trek in some capacity because he's a very good dramatic actor and he could
He's
do
extremely good.
He should
anything
play a Klingon.
legitimately.
He should play a Klingon.
No, he should play a Vulcan.
I can see my house from
Oh, yes, we just watched Unexpected, didn't we?
Oh my
the
god.
greatest crossover joke of all time. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
So, he has written an original song inspired by Star Trek called Heaven's Galaxy, which you can find on YouTube and all plans. And if you are a Kid Cudi fan, go check it out. He has been very much on record to say that he is a big Star Trek fan, but it doesn't stop there. There is now a collaboration with Fortnite, where you can get a Kid Cudi Star Trek skin. I believe there is also a Mirror Universe skin as well.
Wait, a mirror universe skin wants to do just give your character a beard.
No, it's the Discovery one. It's the gold.
right.
The gold.
Okay,
thing.
right, the uniform. Right.
And
Yeah, that's cool.
there's also some
There's some
merchandise, some hoodies and merchandising. We're all about merchandising on the show. I'm just gonna pop you the link in chat there so you can see some of the jumpers and things that are there on his show. And it's nothing I would wear, but I know there are people that are into that, and I think it's an.
I mean, I can
interesting-
see what you wear, Idol.
Hey, represent.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm intrigued to what you think about this whole sort of like experiment, because this is kind of probably one of the more unique things Star Trek has done is affiliate themselves with a very popular musical artist to produce like different ways of inspiring people to kind of go, oh, this is Trek. People who would be, because he's, I think he's. I listened to one of his tracks. I think he's a rapper. Sorry, I'm being my old man phase now and not being with the new music.
Oh no.
I know, I'm so terrible. I gave it a go. It wasn't my thing, but at least I gave it a go. But people that would usually
I did see these outfits. I did see these outfits
good?
Yeah.
at
Oh,
on the
did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
they were cool looking. yeah, at New York Comic Con.
Yeah. But it's an interesting collaboration for people that would listen to his music that wouldn't normally be into Star Trek to kind of go like, oh wow, okay, there's that kind of representation. Like I know there's a lot of basketball players that have been representing Dragon Ball Z of all things that are massively into anime and things like that. It's a weird.
Well, do you know that Pharrell Williams was a massive Star Trek fan?
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah, his original I think label was like Star Trek.
Oh, that's amazing.
And there's,
Okay,
like, a
that's cool.
Yeah, no, so Pharrell himself. Yeah, but I
Look,
think
they had Lizzo on Star Wars, right? They had
They
Lizzo
did,
on
yeah.
The
I
Mandalorian.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek should jump in.
So this is one of those things where it's like I don't know if you can ever truly destigmatize Star Trek as the nerd show. I feel like there is something too inherently wholesome about the premise and something a little bit too it's a little bit too like ingrained in pop culture as the 60s TOS thing, which is inherently quote unquote naff, even though we love it. It's like with Doctor Who, like there's always gonna be a slight nerdy stigma to it. That being said, I'm not against the attempt to try and make it a bit more marketable to younger people, because like otherwise if you don't attempt, like they're never going to hear about it.
No.
Otherwise it stays in its own little lane, and I honestly think that more people would be happier if they watched more Star Trek, because I think it is genuinely for the most part a very good show,
You will be happy
with
if you watch
a lot
this.
of good messages.
Well,
a lot
here's
of
an
good
idea.
messages, and
Yeah, they could create a show geared towards kids and then renew it for more than one season. Like that would be
Yeah,
a great way to get the next generation of viewers.
Yeah, no, I hope someone at Paramount realizes that. That sounds like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
onto something now.
There is a saying: you're not making Christianity better. You're just making rock worse. You're not making Star Trek. You're not making Star Trek cooler. You're just making other stuff worse. Or I don't know how that would work, but the premise is there. No, I'm gonna keep gatekeeping my Berman era TNG episodic shit until the end of time, because that's what I enjoy.
You can't watch this. This is mine. This is
That's
my
right.
shit. You wouldn't understand. Picard's on a different level. So I kind of want to install Fortnite for this. I don't know. I played Fortnite once. I do, just to clarify, I do normally play video games, but I don't play online ones that often. So unless it's Overwatch. Anyway, talking of games,
Watch.
watch. Talking of games, Star Trek Infinite is now out. It has launched. Buyer beware. However, there are a ton of bugs with the game. Currently, there are some patches slated for development. It had a bit of a rough launch, but overall, it came out with some fairly positive reactions for those that weren't going, oh, it's a Stellaris with just Star Trek on it, which it kind of is. But if you can look past that and you've never played Stellaris before, yeah, go check it out. Maybe check a few patches time. Worth a look at. But this does lead me to my next point, which is there's potentially another studio that has taken a Star Trek license on. Jumpgate Publishing, a Swedish group, have announced that they have secured the license to develop a PC and console game based on Star Trek. So it's I believe it's on the next generation DS9 and Voyager IPs, is what they say in their press release. So, like you say, the Berman era Star Treks. So this sounds exciting. And they say in the press release, we're excited that Game Excite is working, which is the game development company. They say Jumpgate are the publisher, is working on one of the largest science fiction IPs in the world, spanning numerous episodes, movies, and books, captivating audience every day on TV stream, blah, 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 blah. Not only does our team have experience dealing with licensed properties through its work on Asterix games, including the upcoming Asterix and Obelix Heroes, but consists of die-hard Star Trek fans who plan to deliver a deep, story-driven game that puts players in the captain's chair. Now that sounds quite good, doesn't it? We like the idea of a deep, story-driven
You're going to pull
game.
out what they've been making in the past, haven't you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So, I did have it linked, I did have it bookmarked, but I got rid of it. So stupid me. Hang on a second, let me just get it back. But talk to me with the best things you like about Resurgence, the recently released Star Trek action-adventure game, Stars, while I find this link again.
So lots of really good in-depth callbacks and nerdy little things that are there just for people who love very certain bits of TNG. Or at the very least, maybe if they don't love them, they at least know them. Lots of really good in-depth character writing. I didn't love the loading screens, but to be fair, the PS5 version is now out, so I imagine it probably fixes some of that. I actually got the free upgrade. I'm probably going to replay it now. What else do I really love? Just like a lot of attention to detail and like a feeling of care, and just I want to replicate this feel of Star Trek, because Star Trek has a very certain feel, especially that TNG Berman era Trek is a very particular feel to it. So, ruined my hopes and dreams, Idle. What have they made?
So, they made Asterix and Friends Remastered, which is a mobile city building game with timers and all that kind of stuff. Developed in 2014 and is available for free on the Google Play Store and Apple App Store and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Is this Asterix the French Viking
the Gaul? Yes, Asterix the Gaul. Yeah. Yep. One of my favourite things when I was growing up. I used to love Asterix, but they've also...
Asterix is good, but yeah.
They've also made Idle Asterix, which is not a game about me liking that. No, it's a game about an idle simulator with the Gaelic village, like you find on a mobile game, yeah. And Bing Gamer, yeah, you're right, Asterix is amazing. They've also developed Asterix Heroes, which is more a kind of tactical side-scrolling Plants vs. Zombie-esque kind of thing I'm seeing here. And they've also developed Galactic Journey, which there's currently under development. So, you're right, sorry, Gaelic, yes. A lot of Asterix games,
so
nothing, essentially, yeah. But for them to go from that to a deep, story-driven game is a hell of a leap, which I'm questioning what it's going to be. But they do say is going to be released on, where did I read that? Sorry, on PC and consoles.
Well.
Did I say that? Did I say that? Oh yeah, PC console game. Yeah, based on that.
Here's the thing: is that I have known smaller developers to have pulled rabbits out of their hat. It's not unheard of for them to pull something kind of like nuts. There's a studio called Bend, and sorry pun. Their only real credits were working on a load of kind of low-end PS Vita games, and then they came out and did a big AAA thing for Sony called Days Gone, which had its problems, but it was actually quite well reviewed. And they just they had no precedent for being able to do that. Now, granted, they had Sony money behind them when they did that, so this is a slightly different equation. But I don't know, depending on the writer they can get, and
Like, to me, if
maybe
I wouldn't be surprised if they just release a mobile game. Like, this sounds like they're gonna. If they hadn't have put that PC console thing there, I'd be like, this is
on
gonna be another
consoles
mobile.
though. Yeah,
Yeah.
On consoles, that's what kind of gives me, because like with console games, there's a certain expectation. Like it's not, it doesn't usually, they can't really do an MMO because Star Trek Online kind of has that dead to rights. So I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't hate it. I would love it if we got more Star Trek games of varieties. Like I would love a Star Trek Tactics game that isn't like 4X, like a proper real-time strategy, or more of a turn-based thing. I'd love that, but
Like a
I don't know. Let's
is
see.
on our list, yeah.
Oh, waiting. Yeah. We need to play that. I really want to play that.
We'll get to it. We're currently working our way through Elite Force 2 at the moment. That's the current plan.
Having a great time as well.
We are having a great time with that. You can check the channel for that right now. But yeah, I'm slightly concerned, but also intrigued to see what they come out with. Hopefully it's not another chuck as you cash mobile game, but hopefully it's the team that runs Game Excite has kind of cut their teeth on maybe these mobile games are going, right, now this is what the stuff we really want to do. So that maybe this is their kind of treading ground to go, hey, this is the passion project that will make us a load of money. Who knows? As always, I'll always buy a Star Trek game because I want to see more things in that area. I did buy Infinite. I haven't played it much, but it's there. It's ready. I bought Resurgence and watched you play it, but yeah, I want to support this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you done your playthrough of Resurgence? You said you were gonna.
No, not yet. No, I've just got myself a lovely new computer.
You should stream it again.
Yeah, that's true. We should do that.
Whatever else you can say about the history of Star Trek games, at least they haven't gone down the route of like Madden 05, Madden 06, Madden 07, where there's like no improvements except switching out rosters. And granted, they're not popular enough to have done that. Maybe they would have if Star Trek games were wildly popular, but it's just nice that they're at least trying something innovative.
They're almost always distinct from each other. Yeah,
I still want a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Like Streets of Rage style with lower decks. I think that would be so good. Give me remember the old Simpsons and X-Men arcade games? Give me that for lower decks. That'd be amazing. Castle Crashers, that kind of stuff. That's my dream. If I had a load of money, I'd be going up to Paramount going, just make this.
Even have the 4 players. It'd be really easy.
Exactly, yeah. You've literally got 4 characters.
And they even did the remaster of all those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games recently that were very much in that vein.
Oh yeah, I
want a Lego Island remake where instead you're on the DS9 promenade and you go around like doing fetch quests for everyone, like the Klingon chef and everything. Oh, okay. That's a little bit
give me a Star Trek farming
though.
simulator where like you live on Bajor and you have to keep on going up to DS9 and get your supplies and you have to go back down and do farming.
The Cantha province are ripping me off again.
And then every now and then the Kardashians or the Dominion come along and farm your farm.
But there's no they couldn't be bothered to code in like a resistance simulator in there, so you just kind of shrug and go, better rebuild my farm. No, I'm not leaving my home. Kira, go away.
I refuse. Every now and then Kira turns up and destroys your house.
Yeah. Which turned out to be Odo all along. Okay, moving on. Very short.
Let's just start the Trek episode then.
Yeah, okay.
I just watched that one recently, so
did you?
I've got opinions.
Interesting. Tell us. Go on. Don't hide. Share with the rest of us.
I'm actually perfectly content to stick. I'm such a boomer to stick with my '90s Star Trek games that I enjoy, like Starfleet Command and Birth of Federation.
We did play Birth of Federation the other night,
and Armada 1, and so, I have no relevant opinion on this newfangled stuff.
We're sounding like such old people tonight. It's so great.
You guess what? You know what should happen? You should find out some way of getting auto to play Resurgence in Nubia's co-pilot idol.
Ooh, we could possibly.
I mean, we can do that. I'm doing Birth now, and we're talking about streaming Portal 2 later, so we'll do some co-op stuff. I'm sure.
You can't think in such 3-dimensional ways, right? Very Short Treks has concluded. All 6 episodes have been released on YouTube, guys. What did you think of Short Treks now its entirety has finished? This a little Star Trek experiment that's come out.
Some were better than others. That's all I'll say. Like some of them were quite good, actually. Some of them were not.
Holodecks all the way around was quite good, but I did not. I mean, we've spoken about this before. I did not enjoy the snot planet gross one. That was horrid.
Although you are the biggest enjoyer of fart jokes I've ever met in my life, and they almost never work for me. I'll watch them and be like, "That was terrible," and then 30 minutes later, I'll see Idle link it and be like, "I busted a gut laughing at this." That's like different strokes, I guess.
Farts are never not funny.
I want to go big picture and ask each of you guys, are we've talked about it a little bit before. Are you in the vein of watering down the IP, or are you just like anything you want to try, just give me more Star Trek? Like where do you, on that spectrum, where do you guys fall?
I am firmly in the give me whatever you want. I think that Star Trek is so long-lived and has expanded so much, and there's so many different strands of the franchise that appeal to different people that you can just throw out anything. I feel like, and I don't feel like you can really dilute the brand. I feel like you can damage it. Like, I feel like there were things that definitely damaged
Into
it.
Darkness.
Gene Roddenberry.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. You can only damage what you've created. But I feel like I've never been like, you know what, there's too much Star Trek. Like, I mean, I feel like I've been like holding back on watching Discovery season 4 and Lower Deck season 4, but it's not because I'm like tired of Star Trek. It's like there's something I know for a fact that those are generally pretty good pieces of media, and I'm kind of just saving them for a rainy day, for when I'm like, I have nothing to do right now. What's going to put me in a good mood? More Star Trek. And it's like, I don't feel like that's ever going to really change, and I would much rather have too much or a lot of it than fuck all of it, because that was what the existence was for a long time, from like 2005 to kind of 2016, when you only had the 3 color movies coming out. Like they had a little bit of a flashpoint there, but like, I don't know, it wasn't for me.
Shai, what do you think? I'm going to pull Chad on this too.
Yeah, obviously there needs to be some sort of editorial hand guiding the whole thing, but I think Kurtzman is actually pretty good in the new Trek era. He's actually the product looks good. It's you have some misses like Picard season 2, but overall it's very strong.
I think
like, I need more Trek merchandising. This is the main. I will always bring this up. The lack of Trek licensed merchandising and toys and props and costumes is atrocious. You go into any comic book store, you find tons of Godzilla stuff, tons of anime, miles of Star Wars content, and you'll find like 3 dusty old models from Star Trek, like the Discovery season 1 Klingon interceptor that looks like an insect. Like that's what you'll find on the shelf of your average comic book store, collectible store.
It's like, do you want to go out and buy a phaser? Cool. I hope you want to go to like the really expensive replica shop or Etsy.
Pull up in chat, folks. Let us know what you think about the grand dilution of Gene Roddenberry's vision.
I think I'm like in your poll that says be choosy but grow. I think I'm in that category, because I don't want them to just kind of give us like 3 concurrent Strange New Worlds type series at the same time, because I feel like that does dilute the series. I think doing experiments like the Kid Cudi thing, like the very short treks, like Section 31, Starfleet Academy, these are all different areas of different areas of multimedia and media in general that they're testing the realms of it, and they're throwing things. There's no harm in throwing something at the wall and seeing what sticks. If you're putting a limited budget like you did in Very Short Treks, and people come back and go, this is brilliant, they'll go, yeah, let's make some more. It's, they get a tepid response, or if they do a first season of Starfleet Academy and everyone kind of goes like, oh no, they'll do a second series and they'll go, no, actually it's better, like they did with TNG.
The thing is, it's always where the individual draws the line. Like the things that you just mentioned as being like nice outgrowths, I kind of feel like cross the line into too much. So I'm kind of in the middle too. But to pull it back to the short treks, for example, I think it's a cool idea, especially to have like voice actors, alum come on and still continue to be a part of the universe and add to it in some way. But on the other hand, if it's going to be a 3-minute fart joke, it's like, I don't really need that in Star Trek. So like a silly joke is fine, but when it gets like really base, then for me that's the turnoff. So I haven't seen all of them yet. I like the concept, but I think maybe if they could raise the bottom end of that just a little more, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. It's Forsco says, if you aren't careful, you'll end up with Last Jedi, Solo, and then whatever episode 9 was called, Rise of Skywalker. I feel like we've already had that.
Yeah.
That was Nemesis and Into Darkness. We already had our apogee of awfulness. Like, we already went through that. Like,
no one bats 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Except Trek.
No one bats.
Yes, true.
Exactly. But no one bats 1,000, right? So you want enough content out there that there can be a minority, like a small amount of mistakes, like the proportionality.
Yeah.
Take those swings. Take the swing. Like someone complained about the MCU content in the chat a little bit ago, saying that you know what? I want you to take a swing with Oscar-winning director on Eternals. Yeah, it doesn't work, but you know what? Choose the indie-oriented Oscar-winning director and let them take a swing.
Nemesis and Insurrection are the Star Wars prequels of Star Trek. Terrible at the time, but up against the latest stuff, they're fine art.
No,
I'm sorry, my guy, but like, here's the thing. Yeah, Nemesis is actual garbage, and I'm sorry if you defend it. Like,
but Insurrection's great.
Insurrection's
yeah, no, I will
Insurrection.
bat for Insurrection.
Yeah.
Well, no, hold on. He's right. He's right. The prequels are terrible, and they still are terrible. So he's absolutely correct.
Yeah. But it's like
I
okay.
completely agree.
Yeah, from like 2017 to now, we've had 5 series, right? We had Discovery, we had Picard, we had Lower Decks, well, we still have Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds. I find that on the whole, okay, so Discovery was controversial, and not everyone loves it. I understand that. I'm not here to say you're wrong or whatever for that. Like, guess what? The content is the content, right? But I feel like the majority of it has been of a relatively high bar. I would say, like. And none of
Lower
it
Decks
is
has been
nearly.
excellent. Strange New Worlds has been excellent. Prodigy has been excellent. Picard.
Picard season 3, I guess. Season 1, I still think is quite good, actually. And
Discovery is excellent.
Discovery is excellent.
Yes. Guess what? I do actually really like.
I found some other people who agreed with me that season 1 of Discovery is an underrated series.
Yes. That's correct.
I would like to say, and this is going to sound like a backhanded compliment, but I am trying to support your point here. I don't think Discovery is great Star Trek, but I think it's a quality television show and maybe even good sci-fi.
I'll take the compliment. I'll take that. Yeah.
I think it depends on your value of Star Trek.
If you're talking because we're talking about a real wide swing here from 3-minute fart jokes to a great high budget like a television show. So like if you don't like Discovery, fine, I don't like it, but you can't say that that's not like a worthwhile endeavor to add to the Star Trek universe, because they put a ton of effort into it and a ton of money, frankly. For podcast listeners, do you think Star Trek can be diluted? 20% say give me more of everything. A big media 60% say be choosy but grow the franchise. 20% say less is more.
And you know what? I feel like it actually does have to be said. Like, so I was way big active into like the Tumblr, like social media thing, and it's like, and to various other social medias, and it's like, guess what? You may not like this fact, but like the Star Treks that most people get into first nowadays are the ones that are considered lesser. People do not start with TOS or TNG. They start with Voyager and they start with Discovery. That's what they start with, actually, because they're the ones that pop up first on Netflix. They're the ones that are the easiest to get into, actually. And guess what? If they're the gateway, then that's your route into. Okay, say someone starts watching Star Trek Discovery in 2017. That person is probably like still loving Star Trek and probably like on Reddit. They're on Discord. Maybe they're in our Discord. Maybe, which we have a Discord, by the way.
We do.
Flash that Discord. They are now a part of the community, and it came in on Discovery or whatever, and then they went back, and then they are still with us. And it's like you can't really devalue. Because that's what keeps Star Trek alive, actually, is the fans. Like, that's historically been the case. If no one is turning up to watch these things, the franchise dies. And, you know, you can absolutely have your quibbles about the quality of said content. I think that, arguably, there are parts of Strange New Worlds and Prodigy and Lower Decks and even Picard that are high watermarks that the old series never reached. Just as I think that there are low points in the newer content that the old ones are probably never going to be matched on. Guess what? They're different strokes for different foes. But the only reason
the original Trek's watermark, the low watermark is pretty fucking low, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's broad. It's broad, right? They swing hard on TOS, and there's a lot of misses.
Okay, but Roy Kirk, you're saying they don't start with those and they're all the poor for it. If as long as they started, does it really matter where you start?
Yeah.
There's two kinds of people that I can't stand. People like Discovery and the Dutch. All right.
All right, Nigel Powers.
So there's a kind of article I hate, and I see it every year, and it's always, wow, season 3 of Picard is the best Trek since DS9, and there's one season 4 of Lower Decks is the best Trek since Voyager season 2.
Get it out.
And it's just like I read this, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you writing? You're just espousing a comment because you really enjoyed this series and you didn't like anything like what you. But even though you did, you just watched Strange New Worlds. You must have enjoyed it. You watched season 1 to 3 of Lower Decks. You enjoyed it. It's like, stop making clickbait titles, you fuck. But anyway, what did you think of Very Short Treks? Anyway, did you enjoy it? All Trek is good Trek. Thank you, Bargain Bin Gamer. Thank you, Davey.
Absolutely. That is completely true. Guess what? Give us another round of them. Give us another round of them. Like I always said, raise the bar a little bit so we don't have 3 minutes not jokes. That's all I ask.
I think you can be very supportive and inclusive of Star Trek and their attempts without blanketing saying it's all good. There's going to be stinkers. There's going to be stuff that they should have iterated on more before they released it. That doesn't make you any less of a fan to point that out and still support the good stuff.
Unless you're on this show, in which case we're all fake fans.
Yeah.
I'm the fakest. I've never seen an episode in my life.
Yeah, it's all Trek. It doesn't all have to be good Trek, but it's all Trek.
It is that.
Even the lies.
Especially.
It's all
Even
real
lies.
Trek. Yeah.
Even the lies.
Especially the lies.
This hot topic, I shall bring it to a close. Speaking of classic Trek, are any of you guys fans of the Seventh Rule podcast featuring Cyril Lofton and the late Aaron Eisenberg? Sadly passed away, but the podcast does continue with Molly O'Brien's actress as well, is one of the features. Well, they are now
Hannah Hurtay?
Yes, that's right, Hannah Hurtay. They are going to do what the Delta Flyers are doing. If you're not aware, the Delta Flyers will very soon be reviewing Star Trek Deep Space Nine with Terry Farrell and Armin Shimmerman aboard. But they are going to be doing Seventh Rules with Cyril Lofton are going to be reviewing the original series with none other than Walter Koenig. So if you're a keen podcaster, I kind of went, that's a cool mix.
How old is he now?
He's up there.
By the way, November 22nd, we will be having Walt Koenig on this show as well on Timelines Talks. So
that man is 87 years old and still podcasting.
Stop. Can I just clarify that is not the Walt Koenig? It is in fact one of our community members, Walt Koenig.
He's
case
known
anyone
as Walt
gets,
Koenig.
Anyone gets their hopes up.
Bro, you could have had people tune in. Why are you self-sabotaging?
I don't want to sell people lies.
It's not his name is Walt Koenig.
You're not very good for Ferengi, are you, Idol?
My loaves are too small. I'm afraid. Haven't had enough umoks.
I'll definitely tune in just to listen to Koenig talking about how much he hates William Shatner. At least for a few episodes.
Oh, that's going to give me life. I'm going to just get the sound bites. It's going to filter down to me, and it's going to be like some story about how like Shatner shat on the floor and then like made everyone like walk around it or something like that. And I'll be like, yep, that sounds like Shatner.
I recently read Shatner's book called Leonard, which is about his relationship with Nimoy through the years. And it is so self-congratulatory. Like you wouldn't even need to see who wrote it to know who wrote it. And then it ends with a letter he wrote to Nimoy about like how much he loves him and apologizes for stuff. And the fact is, like, Nimoy didn't even write him back after that. So he wanted to make sure everyone knew that he like tried to patch things up, and Leonard like didn't want to hear it. So.
Well, because didn't he do something really shitty to Nimoy right before that? Like that was why he had to write the apology letter. And I remember reading about it. I can't remember what it was at the time, but like, Shatner. Like, that man is like what, in his 90s now, and he has not changed, not one bit.
No, but he is still going.
You know, Trek is still better for him. I think he was a prick or whatever, but God, he did so much for the franchise. So
it's true. Star Trek 2 is only half the movie.
No one's all good or all bad.
Well, Idol's close, but he has a little good.
Yeah.
So.
We're all shades of grey, one might say.
Oh, fuck off.
Flashback. Anyway, something for you, Shah. You were talking about a lack of merchandising. That you this will be very much up your street. Would you like to know that there is going from Factory Entertainment, producers of such things as the Borg Queen replica skull? They are bring note. That's ducks. Where have I put these images? Hang on. Here we go. They're actually producing a Khan's necklace limited edition prop replica, which I've now just brought up on the stream, and that is quite. That's
a pretty good replica. Actually.
It's actually really good detail. It is. This is British colonial money, I'm afraid. This is £166. However, unlike the Borg Queen's skull, which was like $1,000 or whatever, if you're a committed cosplayer, which I know you are, Shy, this might be up your street. And I'm going to pop this link in chat now so you guys can see it as well. And have a look.
No, this it's a beautiful, beautiful replica, but it annoys me to no end because I've spent years finding and sourcing every little freaking like doodad and original piece for this thing, and now you can just go buy it. You don't have to sit there like soldering like coat hangers into the right shape for the circuit board pieces or stripping old cable wire. It's just right there. So it's beautiful. It's super annoying.
Yeah, no, I should caution, by the way, Montalban's pecs are not included.
And they are not, no. You have to produce those yourself.
It's inflatable.
No.
In the case.
Yeah. So, you can
They're
wear
beautiful.
this
That's
while
beautiful.
watching The Wrath of Khan and just rub it for good luck.
I will avenge you.
That reminds me, I was looking up Resican flutes, like replica interlace flutes.
You bought me one.
And those fuckers are expensive. Like,
yeah,
for a flute, like, come on.
It's a tin whistle, yeah.
Kids buy like
flute.
dozens of recorders for their primary school, and you want to charge me $400 for a flute? Like, come on.
Right. Like here's the thing with the Resican, because I've done a lot of research on the Resican flute. Like, would you want a screen accurate one that didn't play music because the one he had didn't actually play?
Yeah.
Or would you want an actual, like a semi-accurate one?
Dude, I want to bang out
music.
that theme staring
Right.
wistfully out the window. That's what I want out of my Resican flute.
I actually have on hand the Resican flute that Otto sent me.
Oh, you nerd.
Look at that.
You
Yeah.
Fucking
nerd.
class.
That is a really classy gift, to be fair. Keep going.
Yeah. And it plays.
That sounds nothing like the song.
No, well, I haven't learned the song. On
You
this.
fraud!
Gosh.
Okay.
I
Can
only play
I
Irish
pick
ditties.
option 3, which is I mean that's all right. Do Salamanca. Can I get a option number 3, which is I want
It's like girl from Ipanema.
Nightbird!
play Levitating by Dua Lipa. Can I get option number 3, which is a completely screen accurate prop that doesn't play music, but you press a little button and it does the music?
No, I want an
Yeah, it's
better
like a
one
little
than that.
soundbite.
You press a little button and some hands come in from the sides and then play the music for you.
Dude,
Have you
that-
actually
They wrap
watched
around you.
hands?
They
One
rap
hand,
like Ghost.
one hand has to look
Wrap
like Patrick Stewart's, and the other one has to look like that random stage hand.
Hello, my love, my darling. Yeah, it just plays that.
They also need a bosun's whistle that makes the noise. See, that's the one you
my
need.
God, yes.
You press it in and it plays the
with
tune.
the little LED lights on the side, so you know it's a few.
Yeah, I want the Wrath of Khan one, where you get like the full like
Exactly.
side profile of it. That thing's
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
I like that.
That'd be incredible. But yes,
Merchandising!
merchandising. We're complaining about it, but actually there is some stuff out there. But it's expensive.
merch.
It's
Watch.
Merch, watch. You can solder your own, or you can do it right. I think it's time we brought back a classic Trek Time piece of infotainment. Get ready for...
This Wednesday on UPN, an all-out war. Competitors from all over the cosmos go head-to-head in a battle for supremacy. Captain Kirk versus Spock. Captain Kirk versus the Gorn. Captain Kirk versus basic human decency. Find out who will fall and who will be victorious on Timeline Showdown.
That's right, it's the Timeline Showdown. We are gonna be pitting things head to head against each other and finding who's the victor. And you guys in chat can decide who the winner is going to be. So let's bring up Otto. What is our first category that we are going to be showing down?
So the first one is Trek tropes, but I've yet to decide if we're voting for the best Trek trope or the worst Trek trope. What do you guys think? Which angle should we take it?
Let's do worst.
Yeah.
Worst? Okay.
Yeah.
So I will be polling these. They're going to be short polls, so pay attention.
Yeah, keep your eye on the trigger. So yes, we are starting with. Shall we start with the first category? So for those that are unaware of these popular tropes in Trek knowledge, go and watch all 1,000 episodes there are out there, and don't be a fake fan. So the first one is some kind of. We had this with Voyager fairly recently, didn't we? Which was it's
Pull up
some
and chat.
kind of. Pull up and chat. Get voting. every vote was like, it's some kind of nebula, it's some kind of laser
Okay,
beam, it's some
but
kind
are
of
we
hologram.
voting for our favorite bad trope or the one that we hate to see turn up?
No, the worst. Like,
The worst.
The one
like
that we hate to
stop
see turn
using
up.
it. Like, stop using
Okay.
it.
Or and the other option is
It appears
holodecks
to
gone
run on
haywire.
some kind of electricity.
Yes, yes.
Some kind of.
Well, you're not wrong.
Thank
And
you,
the other
America.
option in this contest is holodeck. I'm doing this for the podcast. So holodecks gone haywire. How many holodeck episodes have we had that have been?
Like 50,
Yeah.
50, and that's a low bar. So everyone is voting for Holodecks Gone Haywire. I like Holodeck Gone Haywire.
Kind of
I
as well.
kind of.
Well, then
I-
vote for the other one.
I did. I did vote for some kind of. But it's like I love a good Holodeck Gone Wrong episode. If it's a good one, if it's like Our Man Bashir or The Killing Game or The Big Goodbye, I'm here for it every time. Because it's like it's always a case of, all right, are we doing the chaotic style thing where like there's kind of consequences if we fuck up, but not really because the safety protocols are still on. Or are we in the full? If I get shot with that antiquated gun, am I dead?
Okay, but
there's
let
a
me
lot of,
retort. Let me
nuance
retort
here.
because we've only got like 20 seconds left on the timer. I feel like it's turning into pros and cons now. Some kind of. You're a scientific starship. You're going out into space. You have sensors
I hate that.
looking
Yeah.
at, and you look
That's
at the
why it's
screen and go,
worse.
"It's some kind of nebula." No, it's telling you right there. It's a Class J nebula with high elements of ion and hydrogen or whatever gobbledygook you come out with. You don't have to say, "Oh, it's some kind of shit." I don't know. Fuck you. Why are you
Oh
asking
no,
me
Nifty
for?
pointed that
just
there appears
proves-
to be some kind of issue with the holodeck.
It just proves that the holodeck in the future is just porn, because there's nothing else that people
We knew
would
that.
deal
DS9
with
established
repeatedly. That would deal with repeatedly if it tried to kill you every 1,000th time you used it, except for porn. If porn on the internet gave you a little electric shock every 1,000th time you watch it, you would still go look at porn, and that's the same with the holodeck.
Dude, there are worse ways to die in the 24th century than getting crushed by female Gorn in the holodeck. So,
Look at this. Look, dead even.
yeah, it's dead even vote. So we're gonna have to break the tie. And if we go
Okay.
2-2, since I had to do the groundwork for this, we'll just go with whatever I voted for. So, fellas, what's the trope that you want to get rid of? Is it the some kind of,
Some kind.
or is
Some
it the
kind of.
holodeck on?
Oh
haywire?
wait, no. We want the
Wait,
worst
so
one to go
it's the
through.
one we're keeping.
No, the worst one that you hope Trek never does again.
I don't want them to do
just-
something.
One that I'm
Holodeck Gone
fired of and
Haywire.
I never want to see some kind of.
Some
really?
kind, don't
I
ever want to
also
see some
say
kind of.
some kind of. Yeah.
Okay, some
Holodeck
kind
on
of
haywire.
All right.
Oh,
so
you're kidding me.
You're an actor. How do you not love a good period piece or dressing up in stupid costumes?
That's like eliminating Once Upon a Time from all writing. That is like that is the inlet for almost like 90% of science fiction writing. It appears to be some kind of blank. What? All right. Anyway,
No, it's
fine.
you know what it is? It's a filler phrase that they use. Like, guess what? And I use like. If you ever like stop and listen to someone talk in the modern era, the amount of times they'll say something like that. Like it's like like that.
What's like telling?
Guess what? Like that. Like tell
I
me like
voted
that.
for it because I love Treknobabble, and I would rather have Treknobabble than for them to generalize something. All right.
Yeah.
Next
Don't
poll
give me a
up in
boring
chat.
one. Yeah.
Next poll. The next poll
Lightning
is: which is worse, Badmirals, as in your Haftel's, your God, I forgot his name now. I can't think of any because I've done it. Sacrificial red shirts. Pressman. Yes,
Pressman.
another one. I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think that sacrificial red shirts is a in-joke that makes total sense with how dangerous space is and how, guess what, more people should die more often. Badmirals, on the other hand, kind of undermines Starfleet as an organization to the point where the in-joke is, how does Starfleet get anything done? The higher echelons are nothing but villains.
I was about to say, like, we've not had a good Badmiral in the modern generation, but then I remembered the guy at the end of Lower Deck Season 3 was literally a Badmiral, so yeah, they are still doing it.
Does Badmiral include rogue Starfleet captain
Yes.
trope? Is that
I would
rolled
say
in
so.
there?
No,
Yeah, 'cause-
no, I think that's a different one because the admiral has the authority. He's the middle manager of Star Trek that everyone's had to deal with and can't stand. But
They're
Rogue is like-
related, but they are different. You're not wrong.
Leighton as well. Admiral, that's
'cause-
who I was trying to think of.
Yeah, because there's a difference
we-
between like Leighton and then like Equinox. There's very
we are
different.
voting for the one that you want to get rid of in Star
get rid of
Trek that
Admiral.
you've seen enough of.
The one that you're tired of. That's the thing I like about modern Trek, actually, that they've almost completely gone away with Badmirals entirely.
Yep.
Lower Decks was like kind of the anomaly for bringing it back.
Except they haven't really, because there's the whole trope of Admiral is power corrupts, right?
Yeah.
And absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Quinn.
I mean, we had
Right.
Commodore O in Picard.
Oh, yeah,
she's not
that's
an
true.
admiral, but she's
Close
still
enough.
up there, and she ends up being like,
Well, that,
Yeah, but they
also
at
have
least molded
the
this
authority
Clancy
figure.
as a good person.
we have
So-
clearly the Vulcan admiral in
Salt.
Strange New Worlds, who's clearly a Romulan agent trying to convict
Passat.
number
Believe
one
you. I'm on with it.
for being
I'm on with it.
genetically engineered, right? So they haven't got rid of the trope.
They haven't got rid of it, but they've stopped doing it as much. Like, I feel like if you were doing TNG style thing now, like you would have had Vance and Discovery be a Admiral. You would have had Cornwell be a Admiral. You would have had like a fucking Mariner's dad would have ended up being a freaking Admiral by this point because
See,
he
I
could
want to
not
get rid
help
of
himself.
All right,
Okay.
pull up
I
a
want to get
chat.
rid of the rogue captain one because that's the most ridiculous trope that they've done it on every series. The fact that in Voyager they were in the Delta Quadrant and they still had to freaking do it.
Right. We're on to the next one now. We're on a timer. We're doing
Well-
these speed now. The next tropes.
We'll see them in the next round. So
We
don't
do.
worry.
Next one is parallel planet development or Kirk's romances. Which trope do you hate the most?
I don't like. I
gotta
don't dislike either of these.
Yeah, but parallel plan development is just an excuse when they don't want to put effort into making aliens look alien. I think when they run out of budget, they're like,
I
"Oh, they
kinda
just
find it
developed
It's
from
the
humans."
reason.
Like,
It's a reason
No,
there's an
but here's
entry
the
on
thing.
Memory Alpha for a tricycle.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't love the laziness of let's just set it on Earth. I do, however, love that there's an in-universe explanation for it. That I love. I love
Have
Hodgkin's
they,
lore
though?
of planet. Like that's
Because
amazing. Yeah,
I think a few
is
times they
funny.
came up to planets and just went, "It looks like Earth." Oh well.
I feel like they should name check it. Like, guess what? If Discovery season 5 had like Burnham say this seems to be following Hodgkin's law of parallel planetary development, I would mark out. I would fucking flip. I would be.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
all right, the nail in the coffin for this was Strange New Worlds, where they hunker down in a fucking barber shop
Midwest.
with
Yeah.
the Mayberry like barber red and white stripe pull out front. Like, miss me with that shit. Give me some aliens that look alien. All right, that's what I want from Star Trek. So. Nix the parallel planet development. So
Yeah, but that was intentional. I don't feel like that qualifies.
How many romances did Kirk actually have, though?
A million, a lot. There's a lot. There's a
Like-
lot.
I don't
Like
think he had as many as
20
people think.
like 20-ish. I think Memory Alpha actually keeps track
really?
of all of them.
Of course it does. If it doesn't, it's not doing its job properly. Like, some of them are better than others. Like, I feel like some of them I actually care about. Other ones, I'm like, guys, you shouldn't have bothered. Don't try and
Yeah, it's
convince
enough-
me he cares.
Yeah, it's enough that they made a good joke about it in Star Trek 6, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is it with
lifelong
you?
ambition.
Like, that's a great
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, McCoy is great in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Our last initial round of categories we'll go through is rerouting power from life support or 2 cc's of inaprovaline. Or inappropriate lean, I think that's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't
Pull
quite
up
say
a
it.
Inaprovaline, yeah.
Inaprovaline.
I don't hate either of these.
Yeah, what's the problem
Life
with this?
support is a like, oh no, now it's getting serious. They can't breathe in a minute.
Hold on. The issue is sometimes if you reroute life support, you have X minutes of air left. Sometimes if you rewrite life support, you instantly die because you don't have any power to it. They got to stick with one or the other. if they're gonna-
No,
if
what you
they're
don't realize is that sometimes they hear reroute power from life support, and so just instantly like evacuate all the air
Yeah.
button. By accident, they
correction
panic.
threads blown out.
Yeah, I think it's a cheap way to sort of bring a bit of drama because again, oh, we're gonna have to reroute power from life support, and then all of a sudden they're in blankets on the bridge and they're cold or they're huddling up in 10 forward because
know.
they can't set fire to their quarters for whatever reason. It does feel like a bit of a like, oh, we can't think of why anyone's going to be a threat this week, so oh no, let's just turn off life support and watch them suffer. Let's go hide in the catwalk of the
And now it's-
nacelles.
But that's fine though. That's
And now the limitation is reroute power from life support. How about the holodecks? No, we can't touch those.
Oh god.
It's got its own
Life
generator.
support.
Well, why don't we use that?
Dude, that made me so angry. That was the worst part of season 3 by a mile.
Yeah.
And then,
No, it
and then
makes complete sense. Made complete sense.
They had the nuts to try to give you an explanation like, well, when people are about to die, they really need some comfort. So we're going to let them go to fucking Sandrines and shoot some pool with the 30 seconds of oxygen they
like-
had left. Just take the power from the generators and let them survive. What the?
Just do your magic voodoo on it and make the whole ship warp out of there. Like, come on.
So dumb.
Yeah, that was
God,
dumb.
I
So-
hate
Maybe it's like
really dumb.
Ghostbusters, where they have like thousands of artificial consciousness rogue hologram programs stored in the holodeck system, and they can't turn the power off, or else they'll all
Moriarty's all the way
escape like
down.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Moriarty just floods the ship.
I just
He's using it inappropriately. It's completely
yeah,
fine.
that's
I have no
fine. That's
problem with
fine. I think that's much more offensive. Okay, we are down
that.
to
Like
the
rewrite power is,
Okay, we're now down to the semi-finals, which we're going to go up against Some Kind Of versus Badmirals. Poll is up
Pull
in
up in
chat.
chat.
Poll up in chat.
All right,
Bad
now,
Rolls has
Shai,
a
you
place. Some kind
you
of
can
is
continue
lame.
with bad rolls.
Well, are we separating out rogue? Because I think it's the same
I
thing.
feel like you
I'm
should.
sick
They are
of rogue
distinct. But they are
Starfleet.
interrelated. Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling it in with bad rolls. The rogue Starfleet captain thing is
Okay,
overdone.
okay.
The fact that you have to put them in every single scenario.
We could always have the rogue
I mean, but
Starfleet
except it's
yeoman as well.
realistic.
I still think it's Some Kind Of. I still think Some Kind Of.
Some kind of I feel is just lazy.
Have we
I
had
think it's
that in
lazy.
Modern Have we had that in Strange New Worlds
No.
or Discovery? Some Kind Of. Maybe it's
We might have
Not
had it
that
once.
exact
Yes,
phrase.
yes, the musical episode,
Oh, yeah.
episode that you all
like a
love so
zipper.
much is some kind of. It's
Yeah.
like a zipper.
Yeah.
Unless I think it's...
Okay.
I hate weak explanations. I'd
Yeah,
rather
I
they
think this is what it
give me
boils
another
down
5
to.
minutes of Treknobabble.
Yeah, I think it's just like, or when someone says in English, and they go, right, it's like this. This could be like a tired explanation for something that they just can't be bothered to actually try and make up some science for. Like you're
Some
a
kind
writer.
of is as lazy as Parallel Planet. You're not wrong.
You're
not
a
wrong.
writer. You could write whatever the fuck you like, and it goes on memory
Yeah.
alpha, and then scientist goes like, "Wow, I wonder if we can actually do that." Like, it's just do it.
Imagine
Exactly. The amorphous nature of it inspires scientists to create something like that, like some kind of.
Okay.
Or some kind of astronauts
has
on some kind of Star
has
Trek.
It has its place, but if
That
you're
one
gonna,
gets a pass.
if you get like 8 episodes a season and you're wasting my time with like bar scenes instead of telling me why something in the universe is going wrong, then you've wasted your time as a writer, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And it's like, as someone who had to write a lot of technobabble technobabble for like various different bits and pieces, it could be kind of fun, and you can inject some character into it. Like you can really have different characters really doing technobabble in different ways. But like, if you're just lazy with it, then just like don't even bother with it.
Okay, so Some Kind Of is through to the final round. So next round, also, I think you need to... Yeah, there you go, you've done it, nice. The final semi-final... Sorry, that's a terrible way of saying that. Parallel Planet Development versus Rerouting Power from Life Support. Ooh, I think it's Life Support for me. I still think it's cheap. I think it's cheaper
Yeah,
than
I
Parallel
feel
Planet
like
Development.
it is cheap drama. Yeah.
this one is tight because I really hate when aliens are just humans and they do put no effort. But the reroute power thing is like either
It's such
make
an
people's
easy,
head
yeah.
explode as soon as you hit that button, or give them 10 minutes of air every time you pull the power from them. Like you got to be consistent.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah, you're
close
not
one
wrong
for me.
actually. Yeah, it is just a writing crutch actually. Like they're both right. I feel like what we're actually coming up against here is writing crutches, and we just don't. It's a case of which one can you knock out from under Star Trek before it all comes crumbling down.
The Parallel Planet thing hasn't really been a thing since I think TNG may have done it once. I can't remember, but it's not been like that
Stranger
for a
Worlds
little.
Episode of Strange
Stranger
New
Worlds just did it.
Yeah, I know, but
that
that
is
was
different though because that's intentional.
It was well, they wrote it a bit.
Decided
That's-
to make it.
I feel
No,
like
it's the
it's
same
not as it's not. They're not just gone. Here's a whole new Earth. Look,
Nah,
there's
I
America.
feel like
There's
if we're
everything.
talking about parallel
Yeah.
planet, it's
There's a
gotta
barber
be,
pole
we turned
50,000 light years away from Earth. That is parallel planet development.
No,
No,
because they
here's
no
the thing,
no.
because-
I'm with stars on this. Like they went out there and put that barber pole there. It didn't evolve naturally on the planet like the fucking mafia ones when they got a book and went, "Hey,
Look.
we should all talk like this." You know.
Otto, when the
Why are they
first
shouting?
race seeded, the first race in the universe seeded all those planets. They seeded them with DNA and images of barber
Celebrity
poles.
Gens was like, there must be barber poles.
That's right.
No, Captain Patel took that barber pole with her. That was her barber pole. She put it up there and said, "Good. I'm glad it's going to good use." And then the Gorn nuked the planet. That wasn't planetary development. That was just colonization.
Yeah,
But yes, you can still be angry about it. It was like
Speaker, we got 2 seconds left.
Okay.
It's reroute power wins
okay.
this one.
okay. So for the final, it comes down to Some Kind Of versus reroute power from life support. This
is going to be a one.
What does it say?
1 minute
The
poll.
Voyager
1 minute poll.
is so
1
guilty
minute
of both
poll.
of these.
All right, pull up in
Voyager
chat,
is
folks.
so guilty of both of these.
Which one do you want to banish from
Shit.
Star Trek for all time?
Oh my gosh. I know. I think it's still some
It's
kind
got to
of
be
for me.
reroute life support.
No.
No, come on. This is literally the basis of all. How many Spock monologues begin with some kind of? If it's good enough for Spock, it's good enough for the likes of you three.
Oh, thanks. These are good enough for you, sir.
Passion Trek.
I just think some kind of it's it's lazy. You know, you don't have to put Technobabble in there, but at least don't, it's 2:00 in the morning and you've had your third Chinese takeaway of the night. Just at least just put something in there from the Oxford Dictionary of Scientific Terminology. Don't just go, it's some
versus a portable battery. Versus a problem that can be solved by a portable battery.
No, I think I'm losing this one.
How about this Jack Racer? All right, we're fine.
Do you think starships should prioritize being able to drink synthetic whiskey over breathable air? Is my question.
Yes. Yes.
Is that the most important thing on the ship?
Yes.
All right.
Good showdown.
folks have
Well
voted.
done. Reroute power from life support. That is gone from. Well, we don't know if it's gone. It might happen very soon, but.
Okay, has that actually happened very much in modern Trek? I can't think of the last time I actually heard reroute
Well,
power.
Star Trek
Disco's
Picard
done
season
it.
3.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, yeah.
they had to take it from life support because they couldn't take
Yeah.
it from synthetic whiskey.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, is that the only one though? I don't think Discovery's done it. I don't think.
Strange and Worlds must have done it at least once, but I can't
I
recall.
think so.
No, I don't think
Because
so.
I'm trying to think of like instances where they would have been that desperate, and it was like when they were escaping the Gorn through the black hole thing, and it's like I don't remember them saying it from there.
Okay. Go for our next showdown category and our final one for the night. Star Trek food you'd most like to try. So, for our opening round, go on.
The first pull up in chat. Go ahead.
For our opening round is Hasperat versus Aldebaran whiskey. What was Hasperat again?
So, Hasprat
It's
is
a
the
spicy-
Bajoran thing. Yeah, it's a very
It's like a
spicy,
spicy
kind of like
burrito.
herb thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
It's a burrito, yeah.
It's
I've got to go
Bajoran.
for that.
I want to try it. Because like they explicitly say like, oh, XYZ person makes a mean Hasprat, and it's like I'm not usually a big spice guy, but I feel like from what we've been told about Hasprat, it's really good. I'd probably be inclined to try it.
Try it
Whiskey, like how different can Aldebaran whiskey really be to other types of whiskey?
Hold on. You're a non-drinker,
hold on.
so I'm not sure you can make that claim.
Actually, because of you, I'm no longer a non-drinker. So I do have
Well done, you've ruined him. Bugger the Gamer says,
they're
I
just-
feel like it comes with pitta bread. Like Hasprat and pitta. Yeah, a little side
Yeah, I
like
think
yogurt.
it does actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, that's cool.
The
I'm down for
description
that.
given in Preemptive Strike of a tongue-searing, eye-watering Hesprat sounds a little bit too strong. That scared me off of it, so I'm going to stick with the whiskey.
No, but that's like a particular, it's like a curry. It's like, not all curries made the same. Some of them are more mild than others. It depends
I
on
do
like
love
your family
dinner.
recipe.
I love doner
Yeah.
kebab.
There's
so-
no point in voting for Aldebaran brandy because there's only one Star Trek alcohol that is going to sit on top of that throne. So you might as well vote for a
Yeah.
Hasprat.
Oh, really? I'm interested because we do have a couple more coming up that are pretty
I
famous
know.
in Star Trek. So
This is not comprehensive. There'll be more showdowns to come.
we ought to be able
Man, I'm
to try
hungry.
both.
I shouldn't have done this while I was so hungry.
I like whiskey, but yeah, me too. I like whiskey. Like I'll have the odd one here, but I much prefer a good savoury dish over a whiskey, like something filling.
I'll tell
Something.
sick bay to brace for hangovers.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, good.
dude, what a hole-in-one on that random Trek clip, by
Nice.
the way.
Oh yeah, let me try one.
Oh my god, that was random. Holy shit, nice.
Just dinna light that candle.
Well, don't
You
get
know,
worried.
I voted for whiskey, and I'm already regretting it. I think I should have gone for Hesprat.
It's too late.
Should've gone for
Well,
Hasperat.
whiskey stream.
Well,
Throw that Hasperat in the trash.
Hasprat was robbed. This is a
Bunch of
Cardassian
luscious.
plot, a ploy to start a war
Dude, have you met us? We are luscious.
Wait, what was it? A
for a bit of cheese.
okay, maybe not. Okay, next round. Why am I doing that? There we go. Oh god, hang on, I've messed up my layout. There we go.
Hold up in chat.
Blood wine, glorious drink of the Klingon Empire versus Jumja sticks. It's got to be blood wine. I'd love to
So,
try some
okay,
Okay,
blood
but
wine.
blood is not a nice taste.
It's not really
sorry.
blood. It's not really blood.
Jumja sticks
Yes,
are
it
like
is.
sweet. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. Ginger sticks are a sweet treat on a stick made from the sap of a tree, for people that don't
Yes,
know. Now,
they look
continue.
delicious. To be fair, we've seen them in DS9. They look kind of like a popsicle, but like of a sap. I bet you they're really
Right.
fucking nice.
Klingons are the biggest bullshitters in the galaxy. It's called blood wine because they are proud and heroic. It's not. It's like a kind of fermented red wine. It's not really blood. There's not enough.
I won 40 packs of Valley Gold today.
No way. This is a completely like carnivorous species. Of course they're going to
they
figure
can't
out
get
that
that
something
much.
to do with
They
the
drink
blood.
it all
like
the
the
time.
Chinese
They
have
can't-
like
They
duck blood
literally
and pig's blood.
slaughter.
They
Of course
do,
they
but
can.
yeah, but like to get that much blood, they would actually have to be doing some
hold on.
real unethical shit, like pumping blood out of people who are still making.
Oh,
Yes, have you
Klingon
met
is doing something
Klingon?
unethical. Crazy.
I believe from what we know,
Joe.
I believe Rokeg blood pie is made with real blood, right?
Yes,
so
I
it
believe
would
so.
stand to reason the blood wine would have some kind
So it's
of
black
animal
pudding.
element in it.
That's pig's blood, doesn't it? Well, okay.
Yeah,
I still
Tom
try.
blood,
I'd
maybe,
still.
yeah.
I'd still try it. Jumper sticks. We get sweets on Earth. Like that's normal. That's.
Yeah, but it's probably it's an alien tree. I bet you it's delicious.
All right, the food should have been separated from the drink on this
yes,
in
but-
this competition.
But can you
It's
honor
all
your
wash.
ancestors and really revel in your victories unless you are drinking blood wine? No. Okay.
Oh my god, a bunch of diabetic sugar addicts here. What?
Look, I just want to eat my Jumper sticks in peace, okay?
I just want to read my book
Look,
and eat my jumper stick.
I just grabbed eight items that I thought everyone would like have heard of and understand what they are. So
I did always think Jumja sticks sort of tasted of tamarind. They look like they taste like tamarind.
Oh, I love
to me,
tamarind.
so-
Tamarind's lush.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
I don't mind losing on this one.
I don't know why that one comes there. Okay, next round: Romulan ale versus Plomeek soup.
This is the easiest hole-in-one I've ever seen.
Go on.
Plomeek soup is canonically bland.
Yeah, it's trash.
right, but aren't you curious
I'd
how
try
bland
it,
it is?
but I
Because it has such a reputation.
No,
Right,
I'm
Not
not.
the way Pike makes it. Not the way Captain Pike makes it.
Yeah, but no one ever. No one
Subtle
ever.
I bet you it's a
aromatic.
really good one. I would eat it. I would
See
eat
that,
Captain
David.
Pike's Plomeek soup. I bet it's
By the way,
delicious.
the seeds are randomized. So
Yes. So the thing about Romulan ale, it is on good authority that shit will fuck you up, and it is actually illegal.
But that's what you
can't-
want.
You can't. Yeah, no, exactly. You can't get it. You can't. You have to go via various
It's
laws. You have to
illegal.
break law to get it. That makes me want it more.
Yeah, exactly. It's absinthe. It's basically absinthe.
It is. Yeah.
it's
Oh my
it's a
god,
dry
it's gonna turn you
quadrant.
blind.
It makes you
Can I
hallucinate
get a
Klingons.
book about Federation Bohemians who just go blind and die because they won't stop drinking Romulan ale? Where's
don't
the
know.
Henry Toulouse de Lautrec of Star Trek?
I'm pretty sure they have synthetic livers in the future, so you can just
Yeah.
abuse and reuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Everyone gets an artificial liver. Like Picard got the
You
artificial
just take
heart.
a pill.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
You
right.
can regrow a kidney with a pill. You can probably regrow your liver with a pill.
It's true, actually. Yeah, you can abuse that shit.
Some kind of
And
pill
didn't they,
that just regrows your liver.
Didn't they regrow O'Brien's like rotator cuff like 20 times as well because he kept on fucking it up through kayaking? I felt like they did that.
I feel like he was the test bed for that whole medical procedure.
Well, maybe if he didn't keep fucking up his shoulder by doing it wrong.
All right, so we have a few seconds left. What do you think Romulan ale tastes like? Because I'm gonna guess there's a fruity
Incredibly
element to
aromatic.
it.
I bet you it like clears your sinuses. I bet you can get hit with it.
Kind of like like a kind of like peppermint sort
I
of
thought
like
minty.
refreshing.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah.
like drinking Vic.
See, I think absinthe. Like,
Yeah.
But also maybe a bit of like blueberry or raspberry. Maybe just because it's blue.
No, I know exactly what it tastes like. WKD Blue.
Oh my god. We're trying to sell people on this,
Oh,
not
sorry.
turn
Well,
them
it's
away.
okay because it's already won. It's already won. Oh.
Next poll up in chat, folks.
Okay, this is the last one in the initial categories. Gah versus the TOS food cubes.
I
Can I tell you a
already
little
eaten
childhood
ones.
anecdote? When I was first watching this show on TV in the 80s, I would make ramen, drain off the broth, and then pour sauce on it and eat it with my hands.
Yes.
Like it was gok because
Oh my
of TNG.
god, you nerd.
Yeah,
Yeah, more power to you.
I might still do that, but go on.
I might do that tonight.
Guess what? You could eat worms right now if you're so inclined, but like TOS food cubes, like, are they just like bland and they make you feel full?
have you been playing-
Or are they like
right.
those
It's
Wonka
Dippin'
meal?
Dots. It's
No, I assume they're like the Wonka things where like you eat that chewing gum you eat that's like an entire meal in one. I assume it's like that.
Have you played? If you've not played Starfield, have you seen their cubed things in there? Basically,
No.
they've got loads of. They've got this whole chain of restaurants that serve food in cubes, like cubed fried eggs, cubed like other things, cubed things like that. They look
I'd
like
try
the
that,
exact same analytical thing as
honestly.
like Minecraft cubes. So they're all like, it kind of looks collectible, and that's probably the most attractive thing about Starfield to me, because it's like, I want to
Look,
try these
there's
cubes. These
something-
look awesome.
There's something
Chunks, thank you, Mr.
very
Chunks.
aesthetically there's something very aesthetically pleasing about a good cube. Okay, like it's like you can just like cut off as much as you want. You know, it's
Right,
like you
okay.
get the perfect
Okay.
portion.
When you got jelly, right, you get that little packet of jelly that you make yourself, right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you ever pull one off and just eat it, like straight off?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely
Yes,
you
I did. Yes, I did.
Because
I felt
to be
really, really
clear-
bad when I did.
To be clear, Shy, would you rather try Gach or a food cube?
I completely try Gawk. I mean, look, I love astronaut ice cream as much as the next guy, but
Thank
Gawk
you.
is like a unique, interesting, exotic food that has apparently lots of like levels in how good it can be. Food cubes are
Do you
just
think-
consistent, you know.
Do you think there's the
boring-
Italian
yeah, go on.
equivalent of a gach chef out there who sees people just like making it and just putting like a jar of sauce and going, no, you can't do that. You have to swirl it. You have to pick up the
Oh my
proper
God.
way. There's like,
It's like,
I
no,
want to be
don't
TikTok.
break the worms.
Yeah, no, I want a TikTok of like a Klingon chef watching someone make gach, and then he's just like, "You are boiling it for too long. What is this? Where have you
Yeah.
sauced your gach?"
In fact, yeah, I'm gonna do Uncle Roger, Klingon Uncle Roger. Oh yeah, no.
Please
Why?
do that. Please. Oh my god, it's amazing.
okay, on to the semi-finals where I think we need to. Yeah, there we go. Aldebaran Whiskey versus Jumja Sticks.
Okay.
1 minute poll, so vote quickly. By the way, it's pronounced Aldebaran.
Aldebaran
Let
Whiskey
me
versus
blow your
Jumja
mind.
Sticks.
Dip the Jumja stick into the whiskey.
Sweet whiskey.
It's a stir. It's a good stir. Jumbo stick
Yeah?
must be a great.
Yeah, but aren't they
cocktail stir.
massive? They're like big as your
Yeah,
head.
but that's why you eat most of the Jumja stick and then you start stirring. What?
I gotta side with Shy on this one. You have 1 billion sweets to choose from in the galaxy. I want to try, dude. If Guining keeps it on hand, it's got to be the
That's
good
true.
stuff. I want to try Aldebaran whiskey.
Yeah, but the thing is, in terms of like Trek alcohols, it goes Romulan ale, and then it goes that one thing. What was it? The Akamarian Sunset,
Yeah,
the one that like evaporates in your mouth. That's the one I want.
That seems like a waste.
That's a good one.
You know, I
But
think
it's probably delicious though.
I think Romulan ale is overrated because of the fact that it's banned. People want to try it more. Like it's the forbidden drink, but Aldebaran whiskey is allowed everywhere, and it's still delicious. So I
But
think,
we know for a fact that canonically speaking, a Romulan ale is good enough that when Kirk took like one drip at you, went, and he's like, "It's good enough to make Kirk do that." Like, come on.
Aldebaran Whiskey is straight through. Okay, final semi-final: Romulan Ale versus the TOS Food Cubes.
all up in
Yeah,
chat.
Ooh. I think the TOS Food Cubes
This
is kind of
should be a
cheating because that's
no-brainer.
like all the flavors, isn't it? you'd want
Yeah.
to try
Well,
that.
do we know? Like, is each cube a different flavor,
different
or are
colours.
they just?
I wouldn't imagine they'd make.
Maybe
them
they are
bland.
different flavors.
They must be. They can't be that bland. They can't be
I
that sterile.
always assumed that they were like the Wonka
Yeah,
gum,
yeah.
where like it's like an entire meal. I assumed it was like that, but maybe they're not. Maybe it's like
do
if you
have
take
that
a
one.
handful of food cubes and just shove them
Okay.
in your mouth, then you get a full meal.
I'm gonna prove my theory that TOS Food Cubes are bad for you. They're actually terrible.
Okay.
They're bad because McCoy even comes through on one episode and gives Kirk a plate of salad and says, "You need to eat better. Stop eating those trash cubes. Eat this plate of salad instead." And he's like, "I want my
Eat
cubes."
the trash cubes.
Yeah.
But what if I
So
want the trash cubes?
They're not
McCoy? What
good
if I
for you.
want
They're
the
they're just
trash?
all fat and flavour. I think
Well, you mean like pizza?
it's not a bad thing, but
I had to make these for a short film once, and I just dipped like square marshmallows into a.
Oh, that's
coloring
smart
overnight.
actually. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
yeah. Well,
But now that's
think
what I
Shy's-
think food cubes taste like, just like marshmallows. So it doesn't appeal to me as a full meal.
okay. Final round. Quick vote. You can tell who's on this podcast. Aldebaran Whiskey versus
Yeah.
Romulan Ale.
Shy's right. We are lushes.
We are.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Oh, okay. So it's down to the drinks.
It's Romulan ale.
Is it?
Like, It's
gotta
got
be
cool
Romulan
bottle as
ale.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottles are beautiful.
Dude, Aldebaran whiskey.
See, if you
green.
put Saurian brandy in here, that's got a
Yeah,
great
sorry,
bottle.
Brandy. That's the good shit. That's made by dinosaur people. That's how you know it's good.
We got to save something for the Tyrion Butter Zone sessions.
Sure. Not to mention, here's the thing, right? Romulans live their entire lives with secrets and doing awful, like, morally bankrupt things. Therefore, by definition, their alcohol must be amazing because they've got to drown their sorrows.
Yeah, it's true.
The seedier you are as a culture, the better your alcoholic beverages.
Guess what? That's why the British have plenty of good alcohol.
You don't see anyone in you don't see anyone in the 2300s drinking Bud Light. All right, it's Aldebaran whiskey and Romulan ale.
Actually, didn't they do that in 09?
They did.
Kirk asked for a
That was
Bud.
Heineken, wasn't it?
Oh God, no, we'll
it's like,
wreck on that.
Yeah. Guess what?
Well-
Nero caused a ripple back through time that meant that Bud Light survived.
No, it's because the development of better alcohol didn't occur because it was all placed towards developing.
Sluggo Cola. We'll do that one to it.
Well, the winner
I think
is
Sluggo Cola's pretty good.
the winner is outstandingly Romulan ale is the best Star Trek food that our community would most like to try out of this list of 8 beverages and confectionery
Highly
items.
selected.
That was a lot
Even
of
if
fun.
it's just like a little glass, I would want to try.
Oh, yeah,
Even, and
absolutely.
I don't drink that much. I
course.
would want to try Romulan ale.
How many
I wanna try
times
all
did
of
we
these.
peak our mic in the last half hour?
Quite a lot.
We got really
Yeah,
spirited
sorry.
about that.
You're passionate.
Sorry, so much shouting.
No, I love it. when you
Yeah,
get
look,
passionate. It's
we
great.
drink blue Gatorade for a reason. It's not because we like the color blue. It's because we want to try Romulan ale.
It's true.
Secretly, we're all
Because
Shy nose.
Blue Gatorade is banned in the Federation.
Sorry, I'm just enjoying the random trigger thing. Is Romulan ale secretly a conspiracy, a plot, a ploy to start a war? Anyway,
Get drunk enough and you'll start a war.
anyway, I believe it's time for us to wrap up. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this auspicious occasion. We will be back. What are we doing next week? Are we doing games next week, Stars? Is it
We
time?
might be doing a game, yes.
Are we?
Oh,
Oh, hang on. Hello? Oh, X-Men.
shirt.
Yes, we are. We will be playing Star Trek Elite Force 2, or the third part, next week. So come and join me in Stars for that. I believe I'm going to try and rally these guys around on Sunday for another watch-along for a Trek check, but we'll see what happens. So keep an eye on the Discord for that. Any final words, gentlemen? Anything you want to support? SAG-AFTRA-wise? keep striking shy.
We are.
Yeah. Anyway,
10 hours of negotiation yesterday.
I was giving Cranky time for the mariachi. We will be back next week. Keep an eye on the channel, subscribe to the Discord, all that stuff, and live long and prosper, and we'll see you later. Ta-ra!
I'm buying the drinks. Oh, I can't make it.
Charlie Nat?
Oh, no. Charlene's roommate, Betty Sue.
Another Southern girl?
I'm a sucker for Southern hospitality. You know what? Mackie just said something real interesting. You used to be a narc.
I also used to be your age.
I don't know. Somehow I just can't picture it. You with long hair, a beard, a purse, and doing Serpico.
Listen, Junior, I had a 3-piece gray flannel suit, had short hair, made a point of being clean-shaven.
For undercover?
Most of my busts were dentists, stockbrokers, and advertising execs.
With your sorry wardrobe, I'm surprised you even owned the suit, let alone a 3-piece gray flannel.
I didn't say own, Romano. I rented.